Hi, it's Laura. Welcome back. Today we are just gonna have a walk around the garden. It has been like so rainy and cold, like cold for May for sure. It just feels way more like April. Um, so things haven't been growing as much as they should be. Like they really are craving that sunlight, and we just have not had it, which is sad. But I think it's going to turn around soon. But anyway, let's have a walk around the garden and see what is new this week. If you are new, we are in Zone 6, Connecticut. And I'm Laura. Welcome. Let's go. First of all, I am working on a project. This is a sneak peek. I'm going to make a separate video about it, but I'm super excited. We're replacing the screen door, and we've like kind of custom made this awesome door, and I'm obsessed. And that's all you're going to see for now. Right now is the bloom time for irises here, and they are stunning. This is like my absolute favorite color, I think. It's very close. My favorite color is periwinkle, and these are very close to that. These were given to me by my neighbor. You can kind of see hers in the background there. She gave these to me probably like 5 years ago. Not very many of them. They spread like crazy. Actually, I think I'm gonna split these ones up this year, which is pretty easy to do. Actually, this one here was in my way, and I like pulled it out and I just left it there without retransplanting it or anything, and it just grew. So they're super hardy, but they are gorgeous. Let's get a close-up look here. And I actually deadhead these only because they kind of, I don't really like the way the spent blooms look. And, everything is poisonous. Pretty sure these are poisonous. So I just pop the things off and toss them over the fence. Boomer is not the type of dog that like eats plants and stuff like that, but I worry about it anyway. Moving on. Down here is this Baptisia that I got last year on clearance for $11. I remember how much it cost. And it didn't have blooms on it when I bought it, but the tag said it was chocolate, so I kind of thought the blooms would be like brownish. But they're purple. So it's a win-win. They're gorgeous. It's not quite bloomed out yet, but this is so pretty. This is the first one I've had of these. The foliage kind of reminds me of like peas, right? Am I crazy? The cauldron planter is starting to fill in a little bit more. I think I need something else in the middle here. I pulled an Artemisia out of there, kind of expecting these verbena to fill in a little faster, but they are kind of taking forever to grow. So, and they haven't bloomed yet. So I don't know, I might put something else in there. Here, my hollyhocks that I grew last year, I grew them all along here and in the front as well. And I only had these two return and then like another two in the front. None of the other ones came back, but they look like they're gonna bloom. This thing here. This is their second year. Hollyhocks are a biennial, but you can see they already have rust already. And it only gets worse. So these are, I don't know how I feel about hollyhocks. They're kind of more hassle than they're worth, I feel like. But some people grow them like weeds. So I don't know. What am I doing wrong? The groundhog actually ate all the echinacea this year. Like just the foliage, you can see. She doesn't usually eat echinacea. So that was kind of funny, but it's whatever. They're fine still. They're still gonna bloom, so that's fine. I'm gonna be planting the pumpkins probably next week. I'm gonna be busy this weekend, but probably next week I'll get them in the ground. It's just been chilly, and they like it hot, so but they pop up so fast. Pumpkins, I really feel like there's just no reason to ever have to start them inside. Unless you have like people, critters that will take your seeds. But really, they're so easy to start from seed in the ground. The hardy geraniums are all in bloom right now. Look at this gorgeous plant. Oh, I just love it so much. I love the texture of the foliage. I love the little dainty little flowers. I have a bunch of these, but this is probably the best looking one right now. And this is in like a part shade area. This one over here is more shaded, so it's smaller, but still gorgeous. The alyssum is really starting to fill out pretty much everywhere that it is. It's starting to bloom. I'm obsessed. Oh, let me show you. This is here's the original plant. This is the Starry Skies Burgundy Petunia. I bought this from Hearts Nursery this year, but last year I bought the same one and I saved seed from them. Here's one of those. You can see how it's different because they don't necessarily stay true to it, but this is the first one that's had this much of that creamish yellow. Most of them so far have stayed pretty true to it. And then I also did the same thing with the black ones. I talked about this in a previous video, because I know that can be frowned upon, but I looked it up and I asked all sorts of forums, and it said as long as it's for personal use, it's okay to save the seeds. So anyway, this is another one that I started from seed. Looks pretty much like the black. Here's the black from this year that I bought at the nursery. And then I picked up a couple of these Super Tuner Bordeaux's from Walmart. They have never had Super Tuner. Maybe they had bubblegum, but they've never had other colors. I was super excited because usually I have to go to Lowe's to get them, and they're always out of Super Tuner Bordeaux. They never have that color. It's my favorite color of the Super Petunias. So I was really excited. They had a bunch of them. I only got 2, but they had a lot. They seem to have a lot of more stuff at Walmart this year. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was my cup and saucer vine is off to such a good start. I have one in here. Sorry for, it's really dirty down here. I need to clean these things. This one is doing great. And then I have one on the other side. Right here as well. I did start off with probably 4 or 6 maybe. And I think I lost a couple of them along the way. I do have a third one that is planted, but I don't think it's gonna make it. I'm not sure. It's very iffy. But what had happened was, let me just tell you what happened. So last year, I went to, if you guys remember, I went to a sale at the beginning of the season, which is kind of the end of the selling season for companies and stuff. There's a company called Select Seeds that is near me, and they have a sale at the end of their catalog season where you can go and buy plugs of things and starts of things for really super cheap, $1 to $3 basically. It was amazing. I made a video. We got so many things and it was super fun. I found out about it from the Connecticut Gardeners Facebook group. So I follow that page, or I am in that group, whatever. And I also follow the Select Seeds page. And I stalked, this year I stalked to find out when it was going to be. I stalked the Select Seeds website. I stalked their Facebook page. I stalked the Connecticut Gardeners group. There was a specific person in that group that had always posted about the sale. So I followed like her posts. Someone had even tagged her in a post like a week before asking when is it, because there hadn't been any posts about it. Every single day I looked, and I suspected that it might be the Saturday before Memorial Day, because it seemed like that was when it was the year before. Anyway, needless to say, they did not post about it until the day before, the Friday before that Saturday, which that day I just happened to be super busy and didn't check it. But a day before. Anyway, the next morning, that Saturday, like later in the day, maybe around 1 o'clock when it was already over, I saw the post and just devastated. Absolutely devastated that I missed it. I was so bummed because I also missed Brimfield, which is also near me. I had been looking forward to trying to go to the May show, simply because the weather is great. They have a show in May, they have one in July, and then they have one in October or September. So anyway, I was really hoping to go to the May one, but I didn't get to go. It was just so busy between that and the weather. And my daughter is doing crew this year, like rowing. She's in high school now, so she's doing that, and it's crazy. She loves it, but it's like super intense sport, and their matches are just happen to always be on the weekends. Anyway, I'm super proud of her. She's doing so good. They won the state championship last year, not like their whole team, just like her specific boat, not last year, like a couple weeks ago. So that, sorry, I keep saying so I'm so super proud of her. That was awesome. And my other daughter is graduating 8th grade in just a few weeks. So I'm a proud mama right now. Don't get me started. Anyway, let's wrap up this garden tour. There's a couple more things to show you, and then we'll be out. I am surprised, but not really, because the weather's been kind of cold, that the phloxes still has blooms on it. That's exciting. The alyssum, my God, you guys, because I have so much of it, it smells so good. And the reseeding from last year, I can't even get over it. I'm so excited. The ones in the front, I'll show you in a minute. There's so many that self-seeded. It's the most exciting thing to me. It's like a gift, right? Free plants. Beautiful plants, and they smell beautiful. And look at this hydrangea, this eclipse hydrangea. Ugh, stunning. It has bloom heads on it, so it will be blooming. The blooms are like a deep red. I can't wait. I have some foxglove that self-seeded, I think. I only had, I believe, just this one. It might have been this one and that one, but there's, fresh ones. That is a chipmunk making that sound. If you guys have them, you know that sound. And here's the alyssum I was talking about. All self-seeded from last year. There's a bunch of weeds in here too. That's okay. I'm not worrying as much about the weeds this year. I'm trying to give myself a little grace there. Beautiful. And this is a crimson ninebark. Last year it got trimmed quite a bit by deer in the beginning of the season, but they didn't do that this year, and it's looking pretty good. And this is a yarrow that I did not plant here. This is the like native one. It's yellow. I don't like yellow, if you know me, but I'm gonna leave it anyway. It attracts aphids like crazy. I don't know if you can see them. There's some on there, but it's kind of like a sacrificial plant, you know? So that's about it for this week. I think I did enough yammering. So I will see you guys next week. Bye.